go ahead and get started. So the first question is, what do you think you can do but can't? Um, Easiest answer to that is keep up with my subscription boxes. I'm subscribed to a few people, several people actually, and I'm trying to keep up because I really do take time to try to watch all the videos in their entirety and comment meaningful comments and things. And so I want people to know that I watch them, but I also want people to know that I like watch them. You know what I mean? So yeah, just keep up with you guys and watch and provide comments. I'm not really. I think I can do it, but I'm not really capable of doing it physically and mentally. I don't know. What else do I think I can do, but can't? I can't sing. I think I can sing. I sing a lot. And it's kind of funny because I knew that, like, when I first had Brandon, I hardly sang in lullabies because I didn't think I could sing, and I was actually conscious of it. But now I'm like, la 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 la, and I sing lullabies all the time, so, anyways. Um, Number 2. What's a difficult word for you to pronounce? I can't. Frustrated. 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 I say frustrated. I can't say frustrated. Number 3. Very frustrating to pronounce. I can't even say it fast. Okay. You know which word I'm trying to say. Okay. Number 3. What is your favorite TV show from your childhood? What's my favorite TV show? TV show. I watched a lot of Boy Meets World. I watched a lot of Boy Meets World. I watched a lot of Family Matters and Full House. So I watched a lot of those sitcom TV shows. But I think Full House was one of my favorites as a kid. We watched a lot of America's Funniest Home Videos. When we lived in Japan, they had this show, and I still remember this, where it was an art type show, and they had like this meter, like an applause meter? It was called like the Gong Show or something. And people would get out there and they would have like artsy costumes and things, and they would use like sheets to create and tell stories, or they would use it was a lot of more puppetry and art type stuff. And I remember that show very much because it had like a meter on the side and it would go up and down based off of how well they did their performance. And it was, like I said, it was more of an art with like black, and people would dress in black and they would do all these puppetry stuff. And I remember that show very vividly. Um, there was also another show like Wipeout that we used to watch as a kid. Um, so the next one is 4. What is your virtues or vices? And vices. My virtues have changed a lot in the past year. Um, I'm doing my very best to be honest. Um, I'm very trusting. I will trust you until you give me a reason not to, and that's kind of one of my downfalls, I guess, is I'm just too honest. Um, Another thing is I get very uncomfortable with violent news stories or violent movies, so that would kind of be advice too, is that I don't read the news a lot because it's very depressing to me, which is kind of sad because that's what I do for the army, and we were always told to read the news, but it breaks my heart to read the news a lot. So that's kind of advice, since I don't really stay up with current events. Um, Another vice would definitely be the time that I spend on YouTube or creating videos or thinking about YouTube. Thinking about YouTube is definitely a vice. I don't go out as much as I should. Like, I don't make time for that. I'd rather stay home. And that's kind of advice, because then you close yourself off a lot. Number 5, what is more important? Love, fame, power, or money? which is the most important? Or do I put those in order? Most important is love. Unconditional love. And that gives you everything else. You'll never desire fame or power or money when you have unconditional love. Number six, well, no, it's unconditional. You know what I mean. When you have real love and true love, you will not desire all the other stuff. So I feel like that's the most important. And when you have love is when you have happiness. But that answer is different for everybody. That's why it's a good question for the title, I guess. Number six, if you could live in any time, era, period, what would it be and why? Probably the turn of the century. And I mean, like, this is just more of a, not this century, but like the last century. It was just interesting and creative and new, and if I could live in another time, I guess that would be a really cool time to live. I don't know. I would love to live in like a log cabin. Like that would be so freaking sweet. Like not with bears or nothing, but you know, like just I would love to live in the woods and eat grass. No, I'm just kidding. But I think like like horse horse drawn carriage and fun stuff like that. Like I always think of it more like the movie Time Machine, like when, yeah, I don't know, it's just be cool. Or the turn of this century, like back when cell phones were like this big and internet was still new, and so you could like get in the chat rooms and stuff, but it wasn't, and they had like the little DSL doot doot, but it wasn't like the only means of communication like it is now. Like you could still pen pal and you could still, um, you know, TV wasn't taking over the world as much as it is now, and so now it's like all gadgets and stuff. I would love to live back then. Or the 20th century. I don't know, it's a stupid answer. Sorry, I'm a stupid person. Okay, if you could redo your entire wardrobe with two stores, what would they be and why? The two stores would be H&M and Forever 21. Mostly because they have a lot of my taste in clothes. I'm a very modest person. I don't wear a lot of things that I feel like I'm going to fall out of, or I feel like I'm going to bend over and show my backside or whatever, because those aren't a lot of fun when you're chasing after toddlers and a preschooler. So I think I would probably shop there for a lot of my clothes. Mostly because I probably wouldn't get too upset if they got ruined, um, like spilled on, spit up on, whatever, stained from whatever, because they're not so expensive as some of the other places. Number 8. Can you recall what you were doing a year ago on this day? Today is the 20th. It would have been a Saturday. I think I know I was still at Fort Dix. So I was finishing up some training and I was waiting to come home at Fort Dix. Next thing would be number 9. Do you have any reoccurring dreams? If so, explain. The only reoccurring dreams that I have, that I constantly have, are of my biggest fear, which is natural disasters. I almost went through a tornado with Daniel when we drove down from Alaska, and I've been very paranoid and um, very paranoid of tornadoes, let alone any high winds or rain or thunderstorms or pretty much any kind of weather-related natural disaster. I freak out about, and I constantly have dreams about tornadoes, like giant tornadoes, and grabbing the kids and like getting under the sink, and like I seriously have a lot of dreams about that. I often have a lot of dreams where I wake up in my dream. And I'm in the back of a van or a train, and I just escaped a tornado. I never like experience. That's a lie. I do. I experience a lot of tornadoes in my dreams, and I experience a lot of other natural disasters that I don't want to talk about right now. So, I hate tornadoes. And I hate thunderstorms and things like that. Okay, number 10, what's your horoscope? Gemini. Um, I don't read it. Number 11, what does your dream bedroom look like? Uh, it would have a master bathroom. This one doesn't really have a master bathroom, and I've talked about this before, but I guess I've never really shown it. That is me. In the mirror there, those are my sinks. And then that's the bathroom over there in the corner. So, I'm sorry it's a bit of a mess. I've been out of town for a couple days, so. I want one that doesn't have a sink with lights right across from me, if that makes sense. So I would like a master bathroom. That's it. Other than that, I love my bedroom. It's light baby blue and cozy and comfortable, and this bed right here has mirrors that go on the top. Like right, I can point to it right here. There's that frame. Because everybody asks me about the frame. It holds mirrors. I just get too hot because the fan doesn't get enough circulation over it. So, but it has like the ceiling. Uh-oh. Messing up my bathroom on here too. Anyways, what position do you sleep in? I sleep on my right side most comfortably, and I always sleep with my pillow like this. I have one hand underneath and one hand on top. I always sleep like that. Go to sleep like that, but I always wake up on my belly. Number 13, who's your favorite vampire of all time? This is so easy. I don't know if anybody said it yet. I might have. There's only one video I didn't watch it. She might have said it. My favorite vampires of all time, and I have to go back and watch it, but there are two. Best vampire of all time would definitely have to be Leslie Nielsen in Dracula Dead and Loving It. So funny. Here, take my hat. The next best vampire, hottest vampire would either have to be, well, he wasn't really hot as a vampire. David Boreanaz, is that how you say his name, in Buffy as Angel. He's not a hot vampire, but he's a hot dude. And, the hottest vampire is Gerard Butler in Dracula 2000. If we're talking hot. But it says your favorite vampire, and my favorite vampire is definitely Leslie Nielsen and Dracula Dead and Loving It. Definitely. Number 14, what are you wearing on your feet? You have to show it. Can I just say I'm barefoot? I'm barefoot, and I think I have the weirdest monkey toes ever. I don't like to show my feet. So. Okay, last question. Do you have neat handwriting? Show us. I wish that they would give you like a phrase to write, but I guess they don't. So the one, so, that's it. And I guess that's it. That's 15 questions. So thank you for taking a second to watch. Thanks for watching, and take care. Have a good night, and have a great week, because we start a new thing this week. Excuse me, I got hiccups. Alright, bye!